Mother, mother, mother! Now, mother, what's the matter? Mother, you have my father much offended. Go, go, you question with a wicked tongue. What's the matter now? No, by the rood not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and, would it were not so, you are my mother. Come and sit you down. You shall not budge! You go not till I set you up a glass, where you may see the inmost part of you. How now? A rat? Dead for a ducat! Dead! Nay, I know not. Is it the king? A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother. Aye, lady, 'twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool. Farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy as some danger. Leave wringing your hands. Peace. Sit you down, and I will wring your heart. For so I shall, if it be made of penetrable stuff, if damned custom has not brazed it so that it cannot proof and bulwark against sense. Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty, calls virtue hypocrite, takes off the rose from the fair forehead of an innocent love, and sets a blister there, makes marriage vows as false as dicers' oaths. Oh, such a deed, as from the body of contraction, plucks the very soul, and sweet religion makes a rhapsody of words. Oh. Heaven's face doth glow o'er the solidity and compound mass with tristful visage, as against the doom, is thought sick at the act. Look here, upon this picture, and upon this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See what a grace was seated on his brow. Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself, an eye like Mars to threaten and command, a station like the herald Mercury, new lighted on a heaven-kissing hill. A combination and a form indeed, where every god did seem to set his seal, to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband. Look you now. What follows? Here is your husband. Like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you on this fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor? Huh? Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday in the blood is tame, it's humble, and waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would go from this to this? Sense, sure you have, else could you not have motion. But sure that sense is apoplexed, for madness would not err, nor sense to ecstasy was ne'er so thralled, that it reserved some quantity of choice to serve in such a difference. What devil was it that hath thus cozened you at hoodman blind? Oh, eyes without feeling, feeling without sight, ears without hands or eyes, smelling sans all, or but a sickly part of one true sense, could not so mope. Oh, shame! Where is thy blush? Rebellious hell, if thou canst mutine in a matron's bones, to flaming youth let virtue be as wax, and melt in her own fire. Proclaim no shame when the compulsive ardor gives the charge, since frost itself as actively does burn, and reason panders will. Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty sty. A murderer and a villain, a slave that is not 20th part the tithe of your precedent lord, a vice of kings, a cutpurse of the empire and the rule, that from a shelf the precious diadem stole and put it in its pocket. A king of shreds and patches. Save me, and hover o'er me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure? Do you not come, your tardy son, to chide? That lapsed in time and passion lets go by the important acting of your dread command? Oh, say, how is it with you, lady? On him! Look you, how pale he glares, his form and cause conjoined, preaching to stones would make them capable. Do not look upon me, lest with this piteous action you convert by stern effects. Then what have I to do will want true color, tears perchance for blood. Do you see nothing there? Nor did you nothing hear? Why, look you there, look how it steals away! My father in his habit as he lived, look where he goes, even now, out at the portal. Ecstasy, my pulse as yours doth temperately keep time, and makes as healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered. Bring me to the test, and I will matter reword, which madness would gamble from. Mother, for love of grace, lay not that flattering unction to your soul, that not your trespass, but my madness speaks. It will but skin and film the ulcerous place, whiles rank corrupting, mining all within, infects unseen. Confess yourself to heaven. Repent what's past, avoid what's to come, and do not spread the compost on the weeds to make them rancor. Forgive me this my virtue, for in the fatness of these pursy times, virtue itself of vice must pardon beg, yea, curb and woo, for leave to do him good. Oh, throw away the worser part of it, and live the purer with the other half. Good night, but go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not, that monster custom, who all sense doth eat of habit's devil, is angel yet in this, that to the use of actions fair and good he likewise gives a frock or livery that aptly is put on. Refrain tonight, and that shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence. The next more easy, for use can almost change the stamp of nature, and either the devil or throw him out with wondrous potency. Once more, good night. And when you are desirous to be blessed, all blessing beg of you. For this same Lord, I do repent, but heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this, and this with me, that I must be their scourge and minister. I will bestow him, and answer well, the death I give him. So again, good night. I must be cruel, only to be kind. Thus bad begins, and worse remains behind. One word more, good lady. Not this, by any means, that I bid you do. Let the bloat king tempt you again to bed, pinch wanton on your cheek, call you his mouse, and let him, for a pair of reechy kisses, or patting your neck with his damned fingers, make you to ravel all this matter out, that I essentially am not in madness, but mad in craft. 'Twere good you let him know, for who but that's a queen, fair, sober, wise, would from a paddock, from a bat, a gib, such dear concernings hide? Who would do so? No, in despite of sense and secrecy, unpeg the basket on this house's top. Let the birds fly, and like the famous ape to try conclusions, in the basket creep, and break your own neck down. I must to England. You know that. There's letters sealed, and my 2 schoolfellows, whom I will trust as I will fadders fanged, will bear the mandate. They must sweep my way and marshal me to knavery. Let it work, for 'tis the sport to have the engineer hoist with his own petard. And shall it go hard, but I will delve 1 yard below their minds and blow them at the moon. Oh, 'tis most sweet when in one line 2 crafts directly meet. This man shall set me packing. I'll lug the guts into the neighbor room. Mother, good night. Indeed, this counselor is now most still, most secret, and most grave, who was in life a foolish, prating knave. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, mother.